Coming up this half hour, the results on today's River City Oral Surgery JR poll question about Project Marvel. And, of course, the news today dominated by this announcement from federal and state and local law enforcement about a two-pronged investigation or probe into NBA betting and rigged poker games that implicated current and former NBA people and organized crime. Here to join us to talk about all of this, Professor Michael Alcazar is at John Jay College in New York and is a retired NYPD detective. He's on our KTSA Quarter Moon Plumbing, AC, and Heating newsmaker line. Professor Alcazar, thank you for your time. I know it's a busy day, and we appreciate you.
How are you?
Good, thank you. This is a very complicated story, I think, for people to grasp, because it sounds like two different inquiries or investigations that sort of at some point connected or intersected. I mean, do you think that they started out looking at all of this together, or was this two different things that eventually came together today, or how would you analyze it?
If I had to speculate, it probably started with the FBI, and they probably investigated several cities, and then it intersected in the jurisdiction of the NYPD. And then they had a collaboration with the Organized Crime Control Bureau of the NYPD and conducted this investigation together. I wouldn't be surprised if other cities are involved.
So are we likely to hear more names, or how will this grow, or will this grow, and in what way?
100%. I think now that they made the initial collars, they made the initial arrests, they're going to debrief, interrogate the people that have been arrested, and I'm sure they're going to cooperate, right? They want exchange for less prison time, so I'm sure they're going to name more people that were involved. So, yeah, 100% more arrests are probably to follow.
And, if I've heard this once today, I've heard it 100 times, and I know you have too. I've heard so many people say, the Mafia, we haven't heard anything about the Mafia in a long time. The public, I guess, had the perception that they had gone away or gone quiet. Was that really true, or were we just not covering them?
I mean, I don't think they ever went away. They're just probably better at doing their underground economy on the low. A lot of police departments, also including the NYPD, are short of investigators. So maybe a lot of these investigations have kind of like, fallen to the wayside, and they haven't been conducting these investigations until probably this joint effort with the FBI. So I don't think they ever went away. I think they're just better at hiding their criminal enterprise.
You were mentioning, and it's a familiar idea to anybody that's, read a true crime book or watched a show. You were talking about how the initial people you scoop up often give you names in exchange for a lighter sentence or leniency. But I was also trying to think today a little bit about how the lawyers are going to spin this. In the case of, like, let's say an NBA player or coach, in your mind, what would be the potential defense attorney strategies for a person like that? Would it be to say he didn't know what he was getting into, he was threatened, he was scared? How do you think they'll play that?
Yeah, it depends on the evidence they've uncovered, right? This was like a long investigation with a lot of money laundering operations. I heard they secreted hidden tech cameras. They have a lot of digital forensic evidence, so they can use that as leverage, right? Again, to make people cooperate. And depending on how much information they have, perhaps like on a Chauncey Billups, he might not be off the hook, again, depending on whatever they recover evidence-wise. So it's going to be tricky. I'm sure the lawyers right now are getting all the evidence so they can work with it and they can figure out, how to make it better for their client. But again, it's still a lot of moving parts right now, and I'm sure there are going to be a lot more people named and investigated and potentially arrested.
Now, The legal gambling industry is huge. I heard 170 billion. I don't know if that's right or not. What are the implications for that and things like prop bets? I know it's only day one of us knowing about this, but how do you think, or do you think, they will be affected?
You're talking about legal gambling?
Legal gambling, yeah.
If it's legal, I'm not really sure how that will affect them. I mean, when I was an undercover, what we did was we investigated illegal gambling, unlicensed betting, underground casinos. I'm not sure if that is part of this investigation. If it is, illegal bookmaking, that's going to be a wide net. They're going to cast a wide net, and they're going to arrest a lot of people.
The NBA is already saying that Billups and Jones are suspended, or Rozier is suspended. What if you were advising the NBA, which is very image conscious, as all professional sports leagues are, how would they get out in front of a story like this?
I think as an organization, they're going to have to talk to any potential players that might have been involved, and like you said, get ahead of it, cooperate to minimize the damage to the reputation of the NBA.
Yeah. The reason I was asking about the prop betting is because there was that other guy, the Toronto player, I think his name is Porter, Jonte Porter, who I guess, if I understand the story correctly, was gambling legally but got into debt because of his compulsion for gambling. And they're saying that that he apparently was threatened. He got banned last year by the NBA, a lifetime ban. I guess I'm just wondering if prop betting and in-game betting is too risky to go on, given the propensity of players and maybe even others to get, involved with it. Like, how do you keep them apart? How do you keep them separated? And that's where I'm wondering if legal gambling might take a hit, even though, as you point out, this isn't directly about legal gambling.
I mean, I'm not even sure what the policy of the NBA is with gambling. Yeah. Like you said, these are individuals that play the sport. So you would think it would be a conflict of interest. Potentially, they could influence games and scoring. We saw how that damaged Pete Rose's career. So, I would think the NBA would have to make some kind of adjustment, if they haven't already, regarding players, gambling, especially on teams that they may know or have power or influence over. Yeah.
I mean, I guess I remember back, I don't know how old you are, but I can remember when the defense of a Pete Rose or a player like that would be, well, hey, look, I'm just one guy. I can't change the outcome of a game. I can't change the outcome of other teams' games. Because back then betting was on winning and losing and maybe point spread. But now you have all this, I'm betting on when the first foul will be called, and I'm betting on how many free throws Joe Smith will take. And that stuff is very much in the control of an individual player. He doesn't need any cooperation or, coordination with another person to do that. And that's the danger of the prop betting.
Yeah, I agree. But you think about former players like Chauncey Billups, who are legendary status, that might have, again, a lot of friends that are still playing in the league. He might have a lot of influence. He could potentially, dictate how a game might happen. Again, like I said, I wouldn't be surprised if more players are named, more people in the organizations are identified, and, in cooperation for, again, getting less of a sentence when they're processed in court.
One more quick question, Professor. I know that they were lauding themselves this morning in this announcement about the cooperation between federal, state, local, all these different agencies. Did that seem extraordinary to you, or what?
No, I mean, they definitely kept their cards close to their vest during this investigation. I don't think anybody got wind of this, and I think they feel like it's a bit of a successful investigation, and they just want to showcase their efforts and the arrest they made today.
Yeah. Well, great information, great analysis, Professor Michael Alcazar at John Jay College and former NYPD. Appreciate you, sir. Appreciate your time today. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.